Wakey wakey eggs and bakey. Welcome back to another episode of PM and the AM podcast. This is your host, Porter McNeely, alongside co-host Blake Bushman. How's it going, Blake?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Feeling all right. You know, there's one of these times you introduced me as your friend, and that made me feel real special, but I'll take co-host. I'll take co-host.
I was just trying to remember what I did to make you feel special, and I totally forgot. It was friend and co-host Blake Bushman.
Do you remember when we first started the podcast for the first, I don't even know, 20 episodes, you had introduced me as a special guest?
I was afraid of commitment back then. You know, we had a lot of special guests back in those days. We had a lot of contributors back in those days.
That is true.
We had to keep it there until you showed that you were doing all the work. You were doing most of the work on your own. So I was like, yeah. Blake is now a co-host, and some of those other guys unfortunately lost their spots. And if they became guests again, they wouldn't even be special guests.
Oh, just mediocre
just
guests. Oh, hey,
yeah,
welcome our
exactly.
okay guest.
That's exactly right. But to get started this week, we are going to go through some of the questions that we got sent in on Instagram. We asked a few weeks ago what you guys wanted to ask us. So we're just going to go over those. We went over those in a previous episode and thought it was really funny. So some of those that we have, I'm going to go ahead and read off the first one, which is, what is the best way to sneak candy into the movies? Blake, what do you got? What is your go-to way?
I mean, I'm a pocket man usually. I will say this question reminds me. Just recently, I went to watch. I think we were watching the Elvis movie or something.
Okay.
And I went with pockets, or I went with pants that didn't have any pockets in them. But I had a water bottle that I wanted to take in. You know, just like a plastic water bottle, nothing massive, but big enough that if you put it in your pocket, it's hanging out. And I don't think they actually care, but in my head, they still do. And so I was trying to come up with a way to sneak this in, and I stuck it in my pants, and it looked unfortunate, to say the least. I got it in, though. So I will say this. I don't recommend the pants, just shoving it in your pants method. Maybe like the back of the waistband, and you can, just don't sit on it. That might be better, but I don't know. That's
the funny thing about that is I've gone to movies with people that have walked in with water bottles like it's nothing, and the people at the stand don't even care.
No, they absolutely don't care.
They don't want you to be. They don't want you to be dying of thirst. Obviously, they want to sell you a $9 soda, but they also don't want to kill you of dehydration during the show.
The thing too is that these workers at the movie theater that are getting paid a minimum wage, they don't get paid to care about what. They don't get bonuses or commissions for selling you snacks.
I know. If they got to keep it, I bet it would be a little bit more of a rush for them. But I'm sure they just have to. I'm sure they don't even care. But if they did find something, I think they'd have to throw it away. I think it's become more of a game, honestly, for the people doing it, more of a thrill, And then the people at the podium are just like, whatever. If they really cared, they would do the airport TSA. You walk in, hands in the air.
Walk through the body scanner.
You get a pat down. They're like, okay, we got a pack of Gushers. We got some Starbursts. Got a chocolate bar. Get them out.
Oh,
but
man.
No, there's no way they actually care. So for my tip, I think just you could get a massive purse. Like you could get a huge bag and just fill it full of whatever you wanted. And they wouldn't even care. You could bring a black garbage bag, fill it with stuff, and just drag it across the floor and go into the movie, pull out an entire meal, and they would probably be like, welcome to Cinemark Theaters. You're in Theater 4. Enjoy the show.
I'm just imagining a guy walking in with, a big old, piece of luggage behind him.
See, you could probably do that, too.
He just pulls up to his seat, opens it up, and there's a rotisserie chicken inside. He's got a full Thanksgiving feast in there.
I think it has become more of a competition to see what weird food you could bring in rather than bringing in a couple of boxes of candy. But
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think it's that hard. If you do need something, just get a purse, fill it with whatever, and they won't care.
Smart.
What other questions we got, Blake?
Yeah, so we got sent in some other questions here. This one's probably my favorite one. If you got sent back to high school and the only way out was to ace an exam, what exam are you choosing?
Ooh. All right.
Because I think there's some traps. I really do. I think there's some traps because there's I'm going to engineering school right now. Like I take math all the time. I've taken way more math than I care to take. I don't know if I could pass a high school math class right now.
No, I totally agree. Like, I could barely pass them in high school when I was focused on it.
Like, what do they teach you in high school? Is that like long division? Like, is that because I don't. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how to do long division. I couldn't do it to save my life. I'd be trapped in high school forever if I had to do that.
First of all, they do not teach long division in high school unless you're in the middle of the South somewhere, or you're on a really low class, because in high school they're teaching more advanced algebras, they're teaching geometry, trigonometry, they're teaching higher classes, they're not teaching you long division. But I'm not saying that I would want to take one of those tests unless it was like kindergarten level. But that's a terrible take, thinking that you're going to be learning long division in 12th grade.
When do they teach that to you then? Like
6th grade.
There's no way a 6th grader can do long division. No way.
Absolutely. You'd be surprised what a 12-year-old's capable of doing. It's not that hard, because when you first learn it, you learn it with like remainders and all this stuff, and then they tell you you're actually never going to need to do this by hand. You could just use a calculator for the rest of your life. But yeah, that's about 6th grade when you learn that.
I was convinced that like elementary school was like addition, multiplication, division, subtraction, like the basics. Yeah, then junior high was like...
You just said division, Blake.
Okay. I'm talking
you just said it.
I'm talking like the
What's
division.
More basic than long division?
Normal division.
That is normal division.
No.
That's how
I'm talking like
division.
Do you remember having to do like the multiplication and division tables? You had to just speed through it, and you had like a minute, and you had to there was like 20 questions.
Like
that's the division
ones.
I'm thinking of. Yeah. It's like 49 divided by 7. What is that? That type of thing.
Okay. Well, you definitely do break out into the long division for sure. That comes right after the memorization. That comes right after.
In that case, I might have a little bit more confidence in the high school math. I was worried that I would.
Jeez.
That I would have to do long division, but I still think it might be a trap. There might be some math that I've forgotten. So I don't know.
All right. Well, I think that definitely wouldn't be the case for me. I'm staying away from your basics like math, English, geography. Definitely staying away from that one.
Oh, I got that.
All the states or all the capitals.
No. That's the one for me right there.
Yeah, I really do wonder, Blake, do you really actually know all the capitals of all the states?
Bro, here's the thing. The capitals are a little tough. I feel pretty confident. I feel pretty good about it, but I'm not sure I know all the But if you gave me a map and I could if my test was, hey, here's a map of the U.S., name all the states, I could do it. I could at least get 95%.
But I think we're going back to are you smarter than a 5th grader questions, because I really think that's like an elementary school geography test.
Okay, so what's a high school geography test? Like countries? Or is it like...
The world, yeah, definitely the world map. Okay. And world capitals as well.
Europe gets a little dicey.
Yeah. I don't know the capital of most of those places. Let alone where they are, doing a Europe map or an Africa map. South America, I think I could do okay. Asia
South
would
America,
be tough.
I mean, obviously North America. Asia, I feel like I could knock out. Africa and Europe would be tough.
They're just too small.
Yeah, there's too many. Could you put where the Czech Republic? What's the Slovenia? Could you say where that is on a map?
Absolutely no. I'm sure it's tiny. No idea.
There's no way. So, if it was U.S. U.S. states, though, I feel like I could do it. Give me a capital right here. I bet I got it. Quiz
Rhode
me.
Island.
Let's see if I pass. No, this is easy. I got it for sure here. I know Family Guy takes place in Rhode Island, right? I'm trying to remember the name of the city that they're in. That's probably the capital. Rhode Island doesn't have a capital. It's too small. Rhode Island is the capital of Rhode Island because it's the size of one city.
No, that is incorrect. It is Providence, Rhode Island. I had to look it up. I'm not going to say I knew
But
you're definitely not going to pass that, so I'm going to recommend that you don't do geography.
If it's all right, as long as we stay away from capitals and Europe, I'm okay. Give me Southern America geography, please.
Yeah. All right.
What about you though? What class could you do?
I've definitely thought this one through a little bit more. So my first thought was taking me to like a home economics, like the cooking class, because I was like, oh, that's probably pretty easy.
No shot.
But then I thought, remember, there's certain temperatures you have to cook food to and different things like that. So I was like, you know what, not going to mess with that one. But I think I came up with the best one, which is woodshop. Woodshop, you go for the first couple days of class, and all they show you is a safety video from 1950 with a boring, weird narrator guy, and he just says, safety glasses on all the time, don't put your hand in a saw, don't put the air
touch the
compressor
sharp
upright.
stuff.
Yeah, don't touch the sharp stuff, don't throw tools, don't leave sawdust everywhere so you don't trip. I think that's basically a common knowledge test for the most part, so I would definitely go with a woodshop test. I think I could ace it. I think I could, as long as it's not going into the actual like how to cut wood or like how to make.
If it was like
things.
name all these different tools, how do you think you would do?
I think I could do okay. I did pretty good on the ones of like the different kind of saws and tools and stuff. I think I did pretty good on those tests. Right now, I don't know. I think I would have to choose that overall as like what I'm gonna have to ace, but it might be a little
one thing
sketchy.
for sure I'm not choosing is, well, there's two. I'm not choosing English because that's a trap. There's no way.
For sure.
Those teachers are way too picky. And I'm not picking PE because I'm not in the same shape I was in high school. I don't got that kind of energy.
Test? Bro, imagine it's the beep test.
The pacer, no.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah. You have to outrun all these high schoolers in the pacer test. I'd be there forever. There's no way.
That is like the most degrading test ever because there's like 4 or 5 kids that just stay in forever until it's literally like beep beep and you can't even run across the court.
Yeah.
But
the problem was I was uber competitive, and so but I'm not a runner, but I would just give everything I had so I could win, and it was never worth it. I'll tell you that. Right?
Yeah, no, for sure. I can remember like tasting blood in my mouth after the beep test because I had to go all out. I was like you. I didn't want to lose. Especially,
no way.
There would always be the smart kids that knew during the semester you just had to improve your beep test. So they'd the first day they would just it'd be like beep.
Is that how it was?
Beep. It'd take like 30 seconds. Yeah, that's basically, I think that was how it was in my class. But I think they looked for some sort of an effort. But these kids would get out like relatively quick when they'd just pretend like they tripped or they were out of breath or something. They'd get out quick. And then the dumb people would hang around going all out. And then somehow the next time it came around, they're still in good shape. They're in the exact same shape. But they're not going to be able to go any further, and you have to. So that's definitely a good strategy with that. If anybody out there is coming up on the beep test, if that's still a thing.
Talk about Porter's pro tips. All right,
I find a way to weave in a couple every week.
Yeah. Speaking of pro tips, we have somebody here who needs our advice. I mean, I don't know how long ago this question was, so they could have been waiting a while for us to help them out. But they said they ran out of toilet paper and are wondering what the best alternatives are.
Oof. I have to say, I don't think there really is a good alternative. I think toilet paper was a amazing invention.
That's the peak. There's nothing better that can come after it.
Yeah, I mean, especially like the Cottonelle, whatever, like plush. You got some nice quilted sheets. Nothing better.
When you said that, I imagined somebody just using a quilt, just full on.
No, the Charmin.
There you go. If you need an alternative, Your grandma's favorite quilt.
No.
Extra soft. If it's got those little tassels on it, that they always have, that can get some extra reach.
That's disturbing.
No, I will have to disagree with you when you said one thing, though. You said that the peak was toilet paper, and that's just highly inaccurate. The best option, by far, without a doubt, is a bidet. Anybody who doesn't have a bidet, you're gross. Like, that's just the fact. Everybody needs to get one. If you got crap on your hands, you're not wiping it off with toilet paper, you're using water. I mean, you're probably using soap, too, but water's
That's
better
what I was
than
going to
nothing.
say.
So.
Bidets don't have soap, so
Okay,
that's
but
kind of the gripe there.
let's take soap out of the equation. You got fecal matter on your hands. Are you just using toilet paper? Or
No.
are you using water?
No, I'm definitely using water and soap for
Okay, no, I
5
said take
minutes.
soap out.
I can't.
All right, well, okay, bidet is halfway there, though, so just, get some soap that you can squirt as well, and then you get the full effect. So that's
my
the real...
answer is garden hose. Does that count as a different answer?
No, I mean, that's a high-power bidet is what that is. I don't know why you would jump to garden hose over just like a shower. Like, like who has a garden hose just laying around in their bathroom?
Hey, I don't know,
Oh,
man.
good. I'm glad I left this hose in here that I can... No, I mean, here the truth is, if you don't have a bidet because you're a disgusting human, the next best option is probably like a dish towel or something.
Gosh. It's disgusting. I don't even...
I mean, you got to throw it out after. You're not reusing
Yeah,
it.
there just shouldn't be alternatives. Let's just make that clear. I'm
Stop
fine with
piling
bidet, toilet paper. Those are it. There's no alternatives. You're screwed in that situation. You call somebody to bring you some. Doesn't matter how far they have to go. That's the only alternative. There's no alternatives besides that.
Fair enough. All right, I got one more here. This one takes some thought. I'm not exactly sure what direction you would take this. Somebody asked us, if you could have any pointless superpower, what would it be?
So this is a hard one. I'm trying to think of like what defines it as pointless. So I guess it just means it's not going to help like anyone else besides just a quick fix.
Yeah, something that's like just makes your life slightly more convenient, but it's not like you're not fighting crime with it.
Okay, so I think one that's on the top of my head today, because it was like 105 degrees, would be that I would have the superpower to walk out of a building, see my car that's been parked in a hot spot just outside all day. Just it's probably 185 degrees in there. I wish my pointless superpower would be just to look in there and have it be a cool, calm, collected 68 degrees, ready for me to get in, start the car, and make it so when I turn it on, the vents aren't just blowing so hot at me. I think that's like one of the worst things. So I think that would be my pointless superpower that I can remember and think of right now.
I only have one gripe with that superpower, and the fact that I don't believe that it's useless at all. That would be, I would use that every day of my life. Like,
yeah,
I can't tell you how much I hate the summer, and I hate the heat, because every day when I go to leave work and I open my car, I have to drive home sitting beside Satan himself. Like, it is brutal. I can't stand it.
Yeah, I know. If there's some sort of I know you can get those sunshade things, and it maybe is 5 degrees cooler. Maybe.
Yeah, they don't work.
Sometimes they fall down or
it's
whatever.
All a scam.
Yeah. If they could come up with something that actually did the job, I think tint might help too. I need to look into that, but I have a black car.
Oh, wait. Is that a real thing? Does tint actually help?
Yeah, I think that's one of the purposes.
Because if so, my car has like negative tint. It actually is. It's brighter inside
like
the car than it is everywhere. Yeah, it's insane. So if I should probably look at putting tint on my windows, because if that helps, that is an investment worth making for me.
No, I think it definitely does, as well as like not having in a black car, which I do have a black car, so as soon as I get in and touch the plastic in the inside of the car, it's just scarring, burning my arms. So
I promise you, just the other day, I touched my steering wheel, and I had a burn on my hand for like 3 days.
Jeez.
It's not a fun time. So that's an excellent superpower, and if I could choose anything, that's what I would choose. That being said, if I had to pick something else, can I just refill my water bottle? Is that
all the time? It's just always full?
Yeah, I take a sip and it's just full. Because I have one of those big, massive ones, and it takes a lot to go fill it up. I would be a lot more hydrated. That's really all this is. I would just stay really hydrated if I didn't have to go fill it up. I mean, if I could apply that to other things too, that would probably make it a little bit too powerful, because I could, fill up my gas tank or something.
Oh,
so
yeah, that's too powerful.
I feel like for the pointless thing, it has to be limited to one specific water bottle.
Yeah.
And it has to be relatively small. I can only take 3 sips at a time, and then it just automatically refills.
That would be nice too. That's a good idea. I was kind of thinking of that.
With teleporting poops.
Okay. I don't know how you're going to explain that, but that sounds awfully weird.
I mean, it's I have regular bowel movements. I'm on a tight schedule. All right. I'm a 3 times a day person. I go before work, during work, and after work. I might actually go 4 times a day, honestly. Then I go at night. So,
Jeez.
I'm on a regular. I'm regularly cleaning myself out.
I don't think that's regular.
Because of. Should I get that?
Yeah.
No, it's normal. It's normal. That being said, because of that, and each of those events are 30-minute affairs, because that's me time. I sit down, I'm scrolling through my phone, I'm doing whatever. So if I could get those 2 hours back of my life, that would be really helpful, actually.
That's really concerning news. First, that you move your bowels up to 4 times a day on a normal day, and second, that you spend 30 minutes
4 normally.
Jeez, you need.
Do you not?
You need a. Do
you not?
You know how you have a screen time tracker for your phone? What you need is a poop time tracker for your day, so you can
a toilet seat tracker.
Cut down on your time. That's a long time.
I promise you, it's a 2 hour a day minimum.
Jeez,
that's not a joke.
That's crazy. That's actually insane.
Yeah, I could probably get back a lot of my time if somebody could invent. Or if I had the superpower when I could just relieve myself and it would teleport somewhere far away from me. Like a sewer or something, or somebody else's pants. Whatever it is, I don't really care. But
that's disgusting.
Can you imagine pooping somebody else's pants?
That's you're getting out of the useless category. You're taking too much power with that one.
All right, I will just take immediate bathroom breaks and get my life back.
All right. Well, you heard it. Blake is useless superpower. Thanks for tuning into this intro segment. We are going to talk about the best cartoon character duos. We're going to do a little bracket so we can debate them. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back with that. And we are back. We've got another exciting debate segment coming at you. We have got a battle of the best cartoon duos. So these characters have to be animated. And we did eliminate the superheroes out of this. So no superpowers or anything like that. But we are going to be explaining our choices. Blake, unfortunately, has the number 1 pick. I don't want to hear any smack talk about the Avengers beating Star Wars in our last polls. I've received support from many PM and the AM fans.
You did.
Standing by my side and saying Star Wars is way better.
When it was time for voting, though, I mean, when you said Blake right there, I thought you were going to say Blake, the undefeated champion of the bracket, will start. I
think I did win one time. I just can't remember which one it was.
I was listening to an old podcast of ours, literally today, and it was the one after you had won, and we were talking about it, and I can't remember what it was. Oh, it was the best cereals. You won the best cereals.
That was the only time I think I've ever won in all of these debates that we've done. And people are starting to point out they think it's because the Bushmans have a lot of votes. I don't want to make any enemies. I'm very appreciative of the Bushmans, but I've gotten that pointed out to me from several individuals.
Go back and look at the voting. I know, no, this is serious. Because they vote for you too. I don't tell them like who to vote for or anything. They do vote for you sometimes. There's been one time that was extremely close, and I pleaded for them to vote for me.
Oh, was it last week?
No, it actually, I don't remember what it was. It ended up not being close, but it was like right when it first started. I was getting nervous, so I don't remember what it was though. But that was the only time. Every other time, I go and I check the vote to see, everybody that votes, who they're voting for, and I disown the people that vote for you and move on. But no, I'm happy that I have the first pick right now. I don't know if there's like a clear-cut one seed though. Like I was trying to think of all these iconic duos in cartoons and stuff, and I couldn't really come up with all that many that I thought would win in a fight until I thought of Shrek and Donkey.
Oh man,
the first Shrek literally has a scene where they wipe out like an army. Like that's they fought a dragon together. I mean, Donkey seduced a dragon. So I feel like between the two, we got the charm, we got the strength. I feel like Shrek and Donkey have got to be the best option.
Oof. I've got a couple that I want to pick in the number 2 position. That is a good one. I did have that on my list, of course. I think that is going to make me take... Oh, it's hard because there's some iconic ones that I just want to take. But I think with the number 2, I'm going to go with Phineas and Ferb.
Oh, that was next on my list. It really was.
See, Phineas and Ferb are experts at that kind of thing. They'll figure out a way to take out Shrek and Donkey. They'll figure out a way to take out all the rest of these fools. So definitely going to be the number 2 pick for me.
Yeah, I mean they're going to have some gadget that does something, and the good thing is that usually their contraptions disappear mysteriously, and so I'm hoping that they're able to. It disappears before they're able to use it. That's what I'm hoping for. That's a good pick, though. That's probably what I would have picked next. I'm looking at my list here of what I want, and there's honestly a lot of decent options that I can see of things of characters and duos that would be solid, but I feel like I have to go with Mario and Luigi.
Oh,
I don't think they have any superpowers, but they're always out there fighting evil, and if they can fight evil together, they can surely take on anybody on your team. So I feel pretty good about it.
So you made a really good pick there. I didn't even have that on my list. That's
all right.
That's an amazing sleeper pick. You did good on that one.
I'm upset that I could have taken it with my last pick, but it's okay.
That's tough. That puts me in a bind here. With the number 4 pick, I'm going to take Woody and Buzz Lightyear because I feel like they're a pretty good iconic duo. They have solved a lot of problems together, so I have to take them there. I think that's a pretty good slot for them. I think they can get the job done.
Yeah, no, that's excellent. I had them on my list a little further down, but I mean you're not going to go wrong with Buzz and Woody there. So I'm a little upset that you got that. This is where on my list I start to get a little confused because I got some that I really don't think could win in a fight, and I got some that could, but I don't think they're crowd favorites. That being said, I'm going to go with Jane and Tarzan.
That's an interesting pick.
And the reason for that is Jane, I don't know if she could do very much besides like hit people with an umbrella. But, that could hurt. But Tarzan killed a jaguar. And I feel like a jaguar could wipe out anybody on this. So Tarzan, I feel like has a solid chance of just
So you're basically
somebody.
taking Tarzan alone.
Yeah,
but you had to pick a duo.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Jane.
So I think people should take that into account. He's not trying to pick a duo here. He's trying to pick a single fighter. But Jane's going to be a liability, getting them into more trouble.
Jane's going to be cheering him on and distracting with her umbrella. That's literally the only thing I remember about her is that she has an umbrella. But I remember she gave Tarzan a good thwop with it. So
a good thwop.
Yeah. So there's a chance that she's able to do some damage. At least hold off somebody.
Maybe. What I have next though is an iconic duo that I have loved for the longest time. So I'm gonna take Shaggy and Scooby-Doo.
I was hoping that one would make it back to me. I was.
I think they're a good duo. I think they work well together. I know they could win definitely any sort of eating contest. They're always good at that. They're always good at stumbling upon villains, but they always seem to make it out okay. So I think that's what my logic behind picking them.
I mean, the one problem I have with them is that they usually run away from the problem.
That's fair.
They're not the ones that solve the mystery or figure out who the villain is. They usually just run away and eat a lot. So I have them on my list.
Building traps,
and I wanted them, but at the same time, all you're gonna hear is "ruh-oh" and then death. So I don't know how much they're gonna help you. And remind me here, Porter, we're doing a larger bracket this time, right? I don't know if we mentioned this. Mm-hmm. We're doing 16 instead of 8.
Yeah, we're doing double the size, double the picks here, so we still got a ways to go.
All right, that's great. In that case, I'm going to just keep working my way down my list here. And this one, I have to take it with fear that you're going to take it, even though I don't know if it's on your list. But I would like to take Mulan and Shang.
That's another one that is not on my list.
All right. Because, I mean, here the truth of the matter is they're both warriors. They're both absolute they could tear through the Mongol Empire, and they could absolutely tear through most of the people on here. So, feel pretty good.
That's fair. A couple of warriors, that's going to be hard to beat. So I think this next pick, I'm surprised again that it got back to me. But with the number 8 pick, I'm going to take SpongeBob and Patrick. Another amazing duo. I'm just going off of like the best duos because I really think that's going to give me the win here. I think people are going to overlook the strength factors and different explanation Blake's given, but they're just going to think of the iconic duo. So,
yeah, I do worry that in the polls, people are going to see, it's SpongeBob and Patrick versus, whoever. And they're just going to be like, oh, I like SpongeBob and Patrick more. Not that they would actually win in a fight, because we've all seen SpongeBob's strength is less than...
No, he gets jacked in one episode.
He inflates his muscles. Have you watched it? He literally blows them up like a balloon. He can't lift anything.
It's all about the appearance, though.
All right.
That's the lesson we learned.
Speaking of iconic duos, though, if we're going off of iconic... I can't let you pick it. I'm going with Tom and Jerry.
Okay. I gave you that one.
We know that Tom and Jerry, Tom can withstand an absolute beating and be okay, and then Jerry can just dish out all sorts of pain. So I feel pretty happy that I didn't let you grab that one.
See, I just think their work together factor just doesn't work. They never work together.
Have you not heard the theory that they're actually friends?
I haven't. No, is it a conspiracy?
No, yeah. There's a big following on the internet that Tom and Jerry are actually like really close friends. But the reason that Tom is always chasing after Jerry is so that his owner doesn't buy a different cat that will kill Jerry.
Oh.
So,
Dang,
that's
deep.
So they could be the best of pals, and that's what I'm going with.
He better watch out because they might just get rid of him.
Yeah, I mean that is
pretty darn useless.
Is a plot hole in that, I guess.
All right, the next pick, I am going to take Mickey and Minnie Mouse. I feel like that's a power couple, and that's tough to beat. They got some strength. got some agility. We got some high voices.
Can you explain to me what exactly you expect them to do?
I expect them
in a
to
fight.
just be iconic.
They got tickle you to death. They
I don't know. I know
Porter has successfully changed this from movie duos in a brawl to the death to iconic duos. That's what's happened right now.
Hey, I'm just trying to win. I think Mickey and Minnie make a pretty good team. I know we're taking powers out of this, but if you ever seen Fantasia, Mickey's got some sorcery. So
that's Merlin, to be correct. That's a totally different character.
It's been a while since I've seen the movie. Clearly,
no. I mean,
it's kind of late when we're recording this.
It's Mickey Mouse, but it's Merlin in Fantasia. That being said, I got to keep going down my list here of just iconic duos, and kind of on the same vein as Tom and Jerry here. I'm gonna pick Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner.
Okay.
I mean, you know,
definitely the same.
You know, Wile E. Coyote is going to be pulling up with a bunch of TNT and just blowing everybody up. Now, he might blow up his teammate, but as we've seen, he can't because he's too quick. So he's just going to blow up your slow Mickey and Minnie Mouse and advance their way to the championship.
Huh? That's a tough one. I think that's pretty similar to Tom and Jerry, so we'll see how it does.
Yeah, that's true.
So that was the 11th pick. I have the 12th. I'm going to take Bart and Lisa Simpson. It was between Bart and Lisa and Bart and Homer, so I went with Bart and Lisa because Lisa's a lot smarter. Bart's always doing the pranks and stuff. Bart's going to be the fighter. Lisa's the brains of the operation. I don't think you can go wrong there.
Yeah, I
think we got a pretty good team.
Comment to that. I've actually never seen an episode of The Simpsons, so they could be the strongest people alive, and I would have no idea.
You should definitely check it out. I feel like it's a pretty funny show. If nothing else comes out of this, you got a show recommendation.
That's we're on our way there. With my next pick here, I think I'm gonna go with Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd.
Oh, that was an interesting pairing. I had Bugs paired with a different person, but Elmer Fudd is a pretty crazy guy.
Truth be told, I want Elmer Fudd with him because, I mean, again, they usually are like enemies in there. So I have something with pairing enemies together. But Elmer Fudd has a shotgun, and he's one of the few characters that has one of those. So I'm gonna go.
That's a superpower.
I feel pretty solid if I'm going into a fight with a shotgun. So
I just hope the people that actually know the story are going to come out in my defense and be like, that shouldn't even be a duo, but I'm going to let it slide in this category. So next I would take Lightning McQueen and Tow Mater.
Oh, that's good.
I think that's a really good duo.
That's fantastic. I didn't think of that one. That's really good, actually.
I'm kind of glad it fell down all the way to me to be able to take, because I think it's a pretty good one as well.
How many... I haven't been keeping track here. I think you've been writing them down. How many picks do we have left? What are we at right now?
So we each have one left.
Oh, okay. So I got to decide here. I have one that I really want, but I don't think it's going to do as well.
You might as well just take it at 15.
Well, okay. Well, the problem is, when I said one, I meant two.
Oh.
But I'm going to do it. You took Phineas and Ferb, and you got some absolute brains. And
true.
And I believe this will be their first round matchup. And they might have their hands full with Jimmy Neutron and Carl Weezer.
Oh no. True.
I mean, Carl's not doing very much. He's there for comic relief. But Jimmy Neutron is... I feel like himself is as smart, if not smarter, than Phineas and Ferb. So I feel pretty good about it.
Jeez, okay, that leaves me with the last pick, and I do have a couple here. And I don't know if you're gonna allow me to take this one, so I'm gonna say it first because this one actually has a human being that acts like a child. So I'm gonna try and select Elmo and Mr. Noodle. I don't know if that's acceptable.
If I'm being totally honest, I have no idea who Mr. Noodle is.
Are you serious?
My only issue is that technically he's not a cartoon. If you want him, I can give it to you. But who the heck is Mr. Noodle?
Mr. Noodle's just the guy. So Elmo's world starts, and it like does like a little lesson, and then Elmo sends it over to Mr. Noodle. It's this guy that's like, they just like portray him as stupid, and then the kids like kind of talk him through like how to tie a shoe or whatever. Like he does all these things wrong, and so then
so he's an idiot. No, that sounds like somebody you'd want in a fight.
That's exactly why, because that guy's a complete idiot.
If you want to take that, I'll let you.
All right.
It's not a cartoon, so it does it is a little different, but
For the
if
sake
that's what
of
you want
this,
to do, I'll let you.
I did want to, but I'm not going to ruin this by doing that. So I will go ahead and take Winnie the Pooh and Tigger.
Oh, Tigger's solid. Tigger's good.
So I think we got some fighting power in there.
Yeah. I had considered doing Doofenshmirtz and Perry the Platypus.
Oh, yeah. I thought of that one, too. I should have done that one.
Which seems really good in thought, but none of Doofenshmirtz's plans go right, so, but I wanted to put him up against Phineas and Ferb to see who would come out on top.
Well, we already have seen Perry take him down on his own, but yeah, that would be interesting.
So, yeah, it was that, and the only other one that I had on my list that didn't get picked was Popeye and Olive Oil.
Yeah, that'd have been a good one. I just don't know how much love it would have gotten from the fans.
For the older crowd, that one. I used to love Popeye as a kid, though, so that one's near and dear to my heart.
All right, well, that rounds out the picks. As always, we will post the brackets to have you guys vote. We want to hear you guys' opinions and reactions, so let us know what you think. No, we're not going to throw any voting campaigns in here at the end. We want this to be honest and unwavered by our opinions.
Yeah, vote for who you think would win in a fight. That's it.
And thanks for tuning in to this week's episode. We will catch you guys next week.
Peace out.